I was meandering. I was making 3 to 5% a month using my systems, if you want to call it. But occasionally I would get the torpedo and, get knocked back a notch or two. And I heard Jay's commercial on an AM station in Tampa Bay that I listened to for sports. I just happened to be listening to it that morning. And it was intriguing. So I researched, DTF, day trade fund, and I didn't see any black marks. And I thought, day trading, that's very intriguing. That's one type of trading I haven't done. So I reached out and I told him my background, and I almost thought I wasn't going to get into the course because people like me that have all this baggage of trading that we've learned, we kind of carry it with us and it affects how we trade. And that's one of the reasons I delayed so long, because I was bullheaded. So anyways, 2018, I joined. In fact, I still have my very first recap, May 31st of 2018. But so I took the course, and I promised Jay I was not going to bring any of those bad habits to the table, but it's harder said than done, as I stated in there. And finally, I stopped trying to incorporate some of the stuff I did then. In 2022, it was do or die. I mean, if you have a child that's 8 years old and he's been out with training wheels for 4 years, that's ridiculous. So I said, the training wheels are coming off this year. I'm getting out. And in 2022, the tide turned. When I started out with about 10K. I made some money, lost some money. I wasn't doing as well as I should, for sure. And then 2019, it was improved by probably 6 or 7,000. And to me, that wasn't all that impressive. So then by the time 2022 rolled around, I was back up to about 25K, and that's just taking forever. And it's all my own fault. There's nothing wrong with the program. So now, fast forward, I'm looking to probably hit about 120 this year, built still on that same beginning. And next year, I'm hoping to double that. So when I realized just how valuable this course is, and that, by the way, this gets easier when you start making the money and you start becoming automatic with it. You just don't waste time. Time is so precious in the morning when the stock market is moving. So you don't waste time. You stay focused on the screener, and most importantly, you don't wait watching your trades to see what they're doing. You put them in, and you set your sideboards. This is what's I'm buying it at. If I get it, this is what I'm going to sell it at. If it goes down, this is what I'm going to take a loss at. So then you go back to the screener, and it's all time management. And so now I realize I can really make something big out of this. And so I looked up, just for fun, what my entire income was of my life in tax returns with Social Security. And it turns out through the course of my life, I made $1.56 million. So my goal in retirement is to beat that in the next 5 or 6 years. I use 3 laptops, but I have my main one, and I just makes it easier for when I'm home. But I can trade anywhere with one laptop. You don't need a fancy array with, 6 screens and all that. I mean, it looks fancy, but it's not necessary. I can trade with this on the beach. I can trade with it. My wife's originally from Hungary. So in March, I brought my laptop, and I remembered how horrible the Wi-Fi was where we were going. So I went and bought a Starlink, and I took it with me, and I would set it up outside, and I was able to trade that way. So I've traded on a cruise ship. I couldn't use a Starlink there, so I just bought extra minutes, and it's not cheap. The speed is not that great, but the kind of trading that we do, it's not like we have to have instantaneous response, because we place our orders and then go to the next opportunity. So that worked out. And then, so you can be on your destination and maybe get a trade or two in, and it's nice. This business, and it is a business, this isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. This is a lifestyle, and it's worth putting the time and energy into. And I'm proof of that. I mean, I took forever to get this thing off the ground. But I did. And I think that those that don't have any baggage to bring with them from prior trading experience are going to excel quicker. But even if you do, you can do it. You just have to retrain your thought. Jay gives us a nice sheet of guidelines, but a lot of people, and those are amended all the time because the market's always shifting. So you have to keep your notes up to date. You have to be able to not waste your time. I decided that I'm going to treat this like a business. And that's one of the things that Jay tells us to do. But I'm talking about like $1 million business, which is really shouldn't be treated like. So I started keeping detailed records. I was finding what my strengths are because we have all kinds of different ways to make money with this program. We have over 25 different ways, but nobody's going to use all of them. So I tried them all and I decided where my strengths were and my weaknesses were. And I just started working off my strengths, trying to get the account built up, and it was building up and things were going well. And then Jay, and he's always adding new things, which some of them I truly love, and they're making me a lot of money now, more than some of the other ones. But everybody has their niche. That's why I said in my paper, once you determine your trading style, that's when you're going to excel. You can't be all things to all people, and neither can the trades be to us.
Investing in securities involves risk, including the risk of loss. Investors may make or lose money. Past performance is no guarantee of future results, and no one can guarantee what the market is going to do from day to day or minute to minute.